Hi, I'm a freshwater mussel, and today we're going to be talking about why I'm important and what's going on in my ecosystem right now. I have lots of relatives all around North America, over 300 in fact, and just within Minnesota, I have 50 relatives. That's a lot of mussels. Let's talk about where I like to live. As my name implies, I don't like salt, which means no ocean vacations for me. I'll stick to flowing fresh water, like in lakes and streams. And when conditions are prime, me and my friends create mussel beds at the bottom of these bodies of water. I get it, I'm not the cutest animal, I don't make a great pet. A lot of you probably haven't even seen me before. Who am I? Where do I live? I'm actually very valuable, not only ecologically and socially, but also economically. Because I'm a filter feeder, I'm constantly removing harmful compounds from the water, while cycling beneficial nutrients throughout my ecosystem. This is Ben, and he's an expert on mussels. Let's hear what he has to say about our important role.
So they're basically taking all of the stuff that's in the water column that would normally just rip its way all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico and deposit it locally. So small little juvenile fish and crayfish and snails and caddisfly and all sorts of aquatic insect larvae can eat it.
I'm also an important source of nutrition within my ecosystem. My waste is eaten by smaller insects and invertebrates, while I'm eaten by larger animals and birds. People love me too. Historically, my shells have been used to create buttons, jewelry, and all sorts of things. The waters I clean are also perfect for human recreation. Feel free to fish, swim, and enjoy the sunlight above the beds of mussels. Let's talk economics. When my shells are turned into profitable goods, they're sold, which in turn increases the GDP of the country that I live in. Something happened though, hundreds of years ago, when the zebra mussels were brought over on a ship by accident from Europe. These mussels have invaded practically every corner of my ecosystem, and they get in the way of me doing the important things I need to do to keep my ecosystem healthy. Zebra mussels seem to filter in all of the wrong ways. They excessively filter out nutrients in the water, taking away the food source of a lot of the ecosystem. Or as Ben puts it,
Zebra mussel will strip the entire environment of available food.
A big part of the problem is that these zebra mussels produce so many eggs per year that their populations are constantly expanding. Ben compares the difference between native mussel and zebra mussel reproduction.
Right. So native mussels might produce a couple thousand young, and of those, it could be maybe tens that make it to sexual reproductive age. Zebra mussels, they can reproduce, they can produce 1 million babies every year.
So once the mussels arrive in an environment, they take over, taking up the resources and space that I need to survive. They also cling on to me, hindering my ability to function and help the environment.
And then by growing on top of our native mussels, they're directly intercepting food before it gets to the mussel.
Numerous studies have been conducted, like the one in Lake St. Clair, which show that there is an inverse correlation between the biomass of zebra mussels and the biomass of native mussels. These populations of zebra mussels are near impossible to remove because of their invasive presence and resilience within the ecosystem. But there is an opportunities to prevent new mussels from sprouting within our lakes and rivers. Zebra mussels spread by clinging onto boats, so be sure to wash and drain it after each use. And since they can survive 5 days without water, you have to dry your boat for 5 days before putting it back in the water again, to be sure that all zebra mussels are gone. Remember that in ecosystems with native mussels, they're biodiverse and nutrient cycling and very healthy. But when zebra mussels come in, that all gets messed up. So let's say no to zebra mussels. Remember to show your love for native mussels by arriving with your boat clean, drained, and dry. I'd like to give a special thanks to our expert Ben and our other expert, Marvin the Mussel.